Newly elected Republican Congresswoman Myra Flores calls out House Speaker Nancy Pelosi after appearing to shove her young daughter during a swearing-in ceremony.
I was very disappointed and very disgusted by it. No child should be pushed to the side for a photo. But my message to Nancy Pelosi is that we're going to push her and her friend Vicente Gonzalez in November.
Tommy Lahren joins us now. Tommy, good morning to you. So you see the video, and now you have Pelosi's Deputy Chief of Staff, Drew Hamill, coming to the Speaker's defense, saying it's sad to see news outlets that know better misrepresent the Speaker's effort to ensure Representative Flores' daughter wouldn't be hidden behind her in all of the photos of such an important moment for their family. What do you make of this?
I mean, the video is pretty cut and dried there. I've never seen someone try to move someone with their elbow before in such a delicate and loving way. But, you know, what this really reminds me of, guys, is that part of The Grinch Stole Christmas when the Grinch sees Cindy Lou Who and she says, "Why are you taking our tree?" And the Grinch says, "I'm just taking it back to the shop to fix some of the lights." That is exactly what Nancy Pelosi and her team are trying to pull here. The video is cut and dried. She's clearly elbowing the little girl out of the way for whatever reason. It doesn't look good. And I wish that some of the time Nancy Pelosi would just answer for herself. She always does all of this through her comms team, including addressing her husband's DUI. I think Nancy needs to speak about it. If in fact she really was just trying to do the right thing and fix the Christmas tree, then let's hear it from Nancy herself.
The little girl stands there with her hands on her hips, resolute. It was just as much a display of the little girl being strong, like her mom said. She basically didn't take the shove. She moved right back in the spot where she wanted to be. All right, Tommy, moving on. A high school football coach will be able to pray on the field after the Supreme Court ruled he was wrongfully punished for doing so. Let's take a listen to his reaction.
I think every American should have the same freedoms of everybody else. The First Amendment is very clear, and I think it's awesome that that this was a big win, and it totally protects all Americans. So I don't expect to be any rioting whatsoever on this. I think everybody should be partying right now and just saying, hey, the First Amendment is live and well for all Americans, people of faith, different faiths, or no faith at all.
Tommy, what does this mean for religious freedom in places like schools? Do you think we can bring prayer back without being fired for it now?
Well, hey, listen, I don't think we're quite there yet, but this is a big victory for religious freedom and for the First Amendment. Now, let's all remember that this coach was kneeling and praying on the field after games, and it only became such an issue when other players decided to join him and were inspired by his praying, were inspired by his message. Now, he didn't compel them to do so. He didn't force them to do so. They were simply inspired by his faith. And if that's the worst thing that's going on high school campuses in America, I think that's okay. Now, the left is just upset that their narrative did not win. Of course, they would rather have people be inspired by Karl Marx than the Holy Bible. But this also goes back to the hypocrisy of the left, because I think we all know that if this coach were kneeling for BLM or for George Floyd, I think the left would feel a little bit differently about this. But because it was kneeling in prayer, that's why they're all up in arms. This has nothing to do with the separation of church and state. This was a private moment, and the First Amendment and religious freedom and liberty won in this case. Amen.
Make sure to check out Tommy Lahren is Fearless, airing live on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays on Outkick. Tommy, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you, guys. And I just want to say today is my mom's 60th birthday, so happy birthday, Trudy Lahren, and thank you guys so much for having me.
Happy birthday. She raised a beautiful daughter inside and out.
Thank you so much.